Hello, episode 25, Lane 1 Talk Show. I'm your host, Philip Reed, recording here on July 29th, July 30th.
Today's the 30th. We're the day right before USA Championships.
Right before USA Championships, July 30th, 2025. With my co-host, Mark. How we doing?
We're doing good, Phil. We're doing good. Spirits are high. The soul is high. So for context, Phil, myself, and a couple of our good friends, shout out Dustin, shout out Nick Wolf, shout out Will Geiken. Maybe a couple of you recognize those names. Mm-hmm. But we went on a backpacking trip. We were gone for 3 nights on the trail, 1 night in a camp. So grand total of like five days. Mm-hmm. And yeah, we just got to spend some time. We hiked about 45 miles, ran about 8.5, and got some real quality bro time. No cell phones on the trail outside of taking photos because we didn't have any service. So yeah, it was a really good time to really reconnect with, for lack of a better way of phrasing it, sound granola as hell, but really reconnect with like nature, reconnect with like your brain, reset everything. Be away from the phone for a little bit, be away from social media, not think about politics, not think about wars, not think about economy, not think about work, like not checking emails.
Right.
And it's hilarious because for me, my subconscious definitely wanted to think about that kind of stuff because that's all I dreamt about while I was sleeping out there. Mm-hmm. But like during the day, we were just like locked in on what was in front of us. And that was absolutely beautiful. How did you feel about the trip, Phil?
Oh yeah, it was great. It was good. Digital detox. To get away from all the screens and all the distractions in the world and kind of bring it back to normal, right? Because like you said, everything's in front of you. You're worried about your next water source. You're worried about your next meal. You're worried about, the bugs and setting your tent up and, taking care of all those little camp tasks and
camp activities, man.
Camp activities. And all that stuff takes time, right? It takes time to filter your water and heat up your meals and pack things up and set everything up. So like that was, the pace of life is very simple when you're on the trail. But yeah, it was fun. I had a really good time to connect with you guys and also just get away. And it's that sense of accomplishment, right? It's kind of like, that you get that sense of like completing a marathon sort of feeling.
Yes, sir.
And it's a kind of a fun way to use all the because hiking, backpacking is similar to running in some ways, with sort of long endurance activities, right? It's definitely different challenge, right? Like it's not as high intensity. Like, you can cover 20 miles in a couple hours if you're a trained elite runner, right?
Yeah.
But like in 6-7 hours of hiking a day, we were covering about 10 or 12 miles, but carrying 45, 50 pound packs and having to go up, a couple thousand feet elevation at altitude. We're all spoiled living on the coast, right? So we were up at 7, 8, 9,000 feet. So it was a lot of fun. I had a great time.
Yeah. What was your highlight?
The highlight, I really liked the Maxwell Lake, the night 2. Was that night 2?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And hanging out and playing cards and that was also, I think that was the night we had, the food that night was really good. Because, for those of you who maybe don't know, you have to take your food out there, non-perishable. The majority of us were eating these dehydrated meals, and we went to REI, and it's kind of like, Russian roulette picking the meals, right? And I had this kung pao beef meal that was delicious, and yeah, the vibe was good. It's like right in the middle of the trip, the nice sunset over that lake that was right next to camp. And yeah, that was a good memory. Just that camp vibe and being able to swim in the lake. What about you?
Yeah, honestly, you stole my spot. Maxwell Lake for me. I'm not gonna lie, like it's the most beautiful scenery. on planet Earth. Peep my Strava. I'm about to post it tonight, actually. So, point is, I don't have my watch right now, so my Strava is going to be a phantom activity, and I always get made fun of whenever it's like not GPS. It's just a manual activity, but I
Mm.
use Strava to track. But I'm going to post some photos of Maxwell Lake, a couple of the other lakes that we saw. But Maxwell, I kid you not, I legitimately cried when we pulled up because of how beautiful the scenery was. Luckily, I was wearing my giant shade, so like none of y'all can
Oh,
see the
oh,
teardrop coming down,
yeah.
but like I literally teared up. Like it was so beautiful out there. Also, something about like us not seeing another soul for the next 24 hours out there
Yep.
because of how far and how difficult it is to hike. So, like our last mile was a steep uphill. So, like
Mhm.
for those of you that run Southern California cross country, think of poop out for a mile.
Mhm. A Mount Sac.
Yeah, at Mount Sac. Think of poop out for like a mile
Mhm.
with a 40-pound pack on your back.
Yeah.
So it was a tough climb, and then we got there, and it was like, yeah, this was definitely worth it. We had clear skies that night too. The
Mhm.
water was clear as can be. The nature, we had a good combination of like granite, trees, clean water. There was an island in the middle that we can swim to and like jump on, sunbathe a little bit,
Mhm.
and then you just sit on a slab and just like, damn, people really saw this and
Yeah.
invented Microsoft Teams. Like,
Totally.
yeah, like those are just areas and pockets where it's like, damn, God's an artist.
Yeah,
Like
it's
that's how
it's
I see it.
wild. It's wild. I mean, I know that it's like, it's 5 hours away. It was a
Yeah,
5 hour, and it was Emigrant Wilderness. That's where we were, in the Stanislaus National Park. And I know 5 hours sounds like a long time, but only 5 hours away, and you are in this beautiful, like, landscape that is so much different than it is out here on the coast, right? And because we're on the coast, we're
yeah,
used to, we don't have as much water, and it's usually like brown or like just like the dead grass on the side of the road. But when you get to the mountains in the high Sierras, there's just so much water, and so all these little lakes that are around, and we walked by a bunch of lakes too. Like we just were just so many lakes and rivers and streams, little micro
yeah,
ecosystems. It was, it's like a whole nother world. And we're still in California. It wasn't even like another state or anything. It's just right here in this in Cali. So
yeah.
yeah.
And what was crazy about the sceneries that you're saying that we walked through is like we saw everything. Like we saw meadows, we walked through
Hmm.
like straight up stone slabs, like all the granite. We saw lakes that were surrounded by granite. We saw lakes that were surrounded by trees,
Yeah.
lakes that were a little swampier. We saw like every color possible, every scenery possible. It was a good time though.
Yeah,
Really good time.
yeah, that's the greatest part, is the changing in topography, right? Like
Mhm.
Emigrant Lake was pretty barren. It was like a granite basin. There wasn't a ton of trees or plant life. It was pretty
Yeah.
Martian, right? And
Yeah.
then, just a few miles after there, you have tall conifer trees and sequoias and stuff. So, yeah, the change in topography is definitely like one of my favorite aspects of the hike.
Yeah.
The stone slabs, the flat meadows, all of that stuff you mentioned. But yeah, I'm feeling recharged. I'm feeling ready, like motivated to start training again and to tackle the school year and get going on the fall. I love the fall season.
Yeah. No, me too. Me too. I'm excited. I have 2 more weekends of shenanigans or 2 more weeks of shenanigans, and then I'll be ready to start training. I'm actually kind of fired up to train now, is which is actually kind of crazy that I still have 2 more things coming up.
Hmm.
But like as of right now, I'm really fired up to get back at it. Like
Hmm.
the fire is finally back. I want to work out. I want to get fit.
Hmm.
This week should be pretty good. I should be hitting about 70 miles, so
Yeah.
jumping up to 70. And I have a yacht party on Saturday. And then the following week, it actually is running inclusive. I have a work retreat,
Yeah.
and I'm going out a bit early because our company is competing in a Ragnar. So me being the quintessential runner there,
Hmm.
I feel obligated to compete. So I have 3 legs. So at least that'll keep me honest. That'll be like 3 races. I have a 4 mile leg, an 11-mile leg, and another 5 mile leg. So
Oh wow, you're running multiple legs.
yeah, I have 3 legs, but they're pretty spaced apart. One of them I have 8 hours, and then the other one I have 12. So I've got plenty of time in between, but those are my last two shenanigans. I'll be in Minneapolis for like 8 days. And then from there, gonna be probably going back and forth to LA to drop off stuff. So news, I'm gonna be moving to Denver.
Oh,
uh,
breaking news. Breaking
breaking
news.
news, I'm moving to Denver on September 7th. So gonna be after I get back from Minneapolis, my next weekends will be spent. I have like one weekend off where I'm gonna be in slow, and then the next weekend spent will be like going down to LA to move some stuff, and then coming back, and then going down to LA. I'll be completely out of slow.
Right. And new adventure for Mark.
Yeah, new adventure, man. I'm both equally excited and scared. So I feel like it's a healthy fear though,
Yeah.
because it's very difficult because all my friends are here.
Mhm.
Love my circle, love the people I'm around here, but I do definitely feel like it's time to try something new.
Right.
So that's kind of where I'm at. And I've always heard that when you feel it's time to like make a decision in life, to like make to move on or do something new,
Mhm.
that feeling's rarely ever wrong. So I'm like, okay, yep, let's give it a go. If I don't like it, I can always come back. Luckily, I work remote, so it's not like I'm tied down with a job. So yeah, there's that.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
We're gonna miss you though.
I know,
You're
dude. I'm
you're
I'm
you're
I'm gonna cry.
you're a key you're a key component of our group here, keeping us together, hanging out, events, not just running and dropping the pin, but also meeting up to watch games,
Yeah.
meeting up to watch races and stuff like that. So you will be missed, but I understand that sometimes we got to try something different.
Got to try something different, man.
Cool. Yeah. For me, we got the school year starting. So I'll be getting a little bit of routine, and my thing is I will be turning 40 this fall. So I am training for the master's ranks. I'm excited for that.
Bro, you got to teach people your skincare routine, bro. You don't look 40.
Yeah.
Post a skincare routine.
Yeah, I got to post a get ready with me, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's my main thing is getting ready for that. And I'm going with it. I'm going with the mindset of staying hungry and humble, right?
Yeah.
Like I feel like a lot of elite runners, when they turn 40, they think it's going to be a cakewalk. They think it's just going to, they're just going to collect dubs in a bucket. But I've been around long enough to know that you got to be respectful of your competitors. And there's some dudes out there that are really good. There's some guys that can, break 65 in a marathon. There's some guys that can really run cross country. So that's where I'm going. I'm going like, I got something to learn. I got to put the work in. I got to train. I got to still train with 14-minute guys, with 28-minute guys, right? I still got to train with the youngsters and the fast people like you and Silas and Sean and Dougie. I got to still train and have the mindset of a 28-year-old, but with the sort of shell of a 40-year-old. So
we'll see, man. You still scoring for us in the open race, so we might need you at Club Cross this year. We'll see what happens.
I'm going to race open all the way until Thanksgiving. I'm going to race open at PAs, and so I'll be in open races. And I think a lot of time, I think for a lot of moving forward, I'll probably still do a lot of open stuff. But for the big events, I'm looking forward to Masters, and because a lot of the races too are 8K.
Hey, I'm hoping Joe Gray shows up.
Oh man,
the Club Cross, because that'd be a dogfight between the two of you.
He's good, and that's someone good, he's someone on my short list of people that I gotta do battle with, right?
Yeah, Joe Gray, Malcolm Richards, Sergio. If Ben Bruce is still competing, there's some dogs out there, man. There's some dogs out there plus 40. So you youngins listening, bro, there's people that are 40 that'll take your lunch. So
yeah, exactly.
They'll take the lunch money, man.
Exactly. But I still want to I still want to mix it up at the Silicon Valley Turkey Trot. I still want to get out there with the youngsters, the those 1350 guys, try and mix it up.
Yeah, channel your inner Bernard Lagat.
Channel my inner Bernard Lagat. Exactly. Yeah. Cool. All right. So that's a little update on what we've been up to since, it's been a while since our last pod. But today we're going to talk about is the USA Outdoor Championships, what starts tomorrow, July 31st. Again, we're going to get this uploaded ASAP. So all of our predictions and everything are in. But tomorrow we open up with the men's 10K. And so in this episode, we're going to do kind of a abbreviated summary of the men's 10K, the 5K, the 15, and the 800. Because, like we had talked about, Mark and I have both been busy with, stuff going on. So to do a full in-depth analysis, we just didn't have the time to do all 10 events. So, but what I'm excited about here is that we can kind of spend a little bit more time on fewer events. So, that's what we're going to go over in this episode. And we're going to start with the men's 10,000 meters, which is tomorrow, opening night. We have some heavy hitters, very top heavy event. In terms of seeds, we have Grant Fisher, number 1, 26:43. Number 2, Graham Blanks, 26:57. Number 3, Woody Kincaid, 26:57 as well. Number 4, Nico Young, 26:58. And then rounding out top 5 seeds is Ahmed Muhammad, 27:03. And there's more than that in the field, but those are the top 5 seeds, 27 minutes and under. So, Mark, what are your first sort of like reactions of how this race is going to play out?
Okay, so first, before we go, I just got to do my due diligence. Give shout out to my blue collar runners right there, ranked at 14th and 15th, Chris Maxon and Jake Ritter.
Oh yeah,
hey man,
thank you.
I'm gonna give them their flowers. They're in my race at Portland. I was about 3 laps away from running a time they were, so it does sting a little. But at the same time, those guys definitely deserve it. Chris is a full-time real estate agent, and Jake is full-time engineer. So shout out those guys being in the final, because it's incredibly impressive to be able to keep the grind going. You have more bad days than you have good days in training. So like being able to game up and be in the field with the likes of the Nico Youngs, the Grant Fishers, these guys making 6 figures and living a luxurious life centered around running.
Mm-hmm. And
they're competing in the same at the top of the food chain. So that's my first reaction to looking at this start list.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for and shout out Jake Ritter, Cal Poly alumni.
Yeah, but my first reaction to this is very top heavy field. I definitely feel like there's going to be a few eyes on, or there's going to be eyes on a few people here. There's some really good guys that you definitely cannot count out if it goes slow. But knowing that Grant Fisher's probably going to make a move out from about like 1,200 meters or about 1,000 meters, his coach generally says that he likes to change it up. That way it's not predictable. I feel like although that there is a pretty good amount of guys in that sub 27:10 or in that 27:10 and below area, I feel like it's going to come down to who has the most strength. And honestly, if a guy like Woody Kincaid, he hasn't run that well this year, but it's kind of like he's training under Mike Smith to make a team, right? He hasn't been training to run well at the Sound Running meet in May, or hasn't been training to run well at like a random meet in June. So Woody is somebody that I have my eyes on potentially snagging a spot. But I think right now the clear favorites to make the team are Grant Fisher, Graham Blanks, and Nico Young.
And is that your pick? Are those your picks in that order?
I would say Nico Young gets Graham Blanks. I think it's going to be Grant who wins. But one thing that throws me off a little bit about Grant is we haven't seen a lot of Grant Fisher this outdoor season outside of Grand Slam. We saw an incredible pre-classic where he ran 3:48. But outside of that, like Graham Blanks has run under 12:50 twice. Nico Young's run 12:45 and a 12:55. So definitely think if it comes down to that, could we see a repeat of 2023 when Grant didn't make the team? And
Mm.
because he made the move, but the other guys can cover it. I'm not saying I don't think Grant's going to make a team, but could we see guys possibly be able to cover that move?
I think so. I will say, and we've talked about it on this show before, Grant is an elephant. He never forgets. And you can see in his interviews post-race, you can see in his podcasts sort of the evolution of his thought process, right?
Yeah.
He, we're talking about humble and hungry. He lives that lifestyle as well. He will come back to that 2023 performance and realize that none of this is a gift. None of this is a given.
Yeah.
I should say. You have to go out there and earn it. So I think that Grant is approaching this knowing full well that you do have guys like Woody and Nico who have solid kicks. And I think he's going to adjust his game appropriately. And he's, as we saw in Grand Slam, he's pretty good racer. He's really worked on his tactics and his positioning.
Yeah.
So do you see someone like Graham Blanks making a move earlier, maybe with 3,200 meters to go?
I don't see Graham Blanks making a move at all.
No?
I think Graham Blanks' MO here is going to be hang on. He hasn't done anything honestly in his career outside of the NCAA final because that's what he felt he needed to do back in 2024 because he was injured. You don't really see Graham go for it like that. Graham more so waits to strike.
Right. And I don't see Graham is he's a very fun runner to watch because like he's not like your typical sit and kick like a Woody Kincaid, right?
Yeah.
But he has speed, he has wheels, but it's more of like that surgical sort of move, that placement, right?
Yeah.
So I could see him kind of following on the coattails of someone like Grant or Nico if they make a move, right? So
yeah, exactly.
He'll get on their shoulder and go with them as they make their move, and he's really not going to show his cards till very late in the race. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think he's if I had to like slate him, I don't think he's getting first or second. I think he's getting third.
Yeah.
Third or fourth.
Yeah.
I really don't know what to expect from Woody because he hasn't run well this year. He hasn't run to his potential this year. I'm not going to say, well, that guy runs times that I can not even touch in my life, but like he hasn't run like that 12:51. He hasn't run that like 26:57. He's kind of just been competing. I hear he's healthy. I hear he's doing some incredible workouts. I hear his whole goal is be ready for Worlds and make a world team. I don't think any part of him thinks he's not making this team.
Right. So, right. No, and that's how Woody thinks. You've seen that before, and he has the utmost confidence in himself, and he's not wrong, right?
Yeah, I think Bro is what, 3-time US champion?
Yeah, exactly. So, I do think that, looking at those four, Grant Fisher, Graham Blakes, Woody, and Nico, like you have two of them being very much veterans with Grant and Woody, and then two of them being younger guys and Nico and Graham. And, kind of comparing them, Woody and Grant have been a little bit more, haven't competed as much this spring. And Nico and Graham are on fire right now, right?
Yeah.
They've been competing a lot. So I think there's an argument to both, right? There's an argument to be made where both strategies can work, where, you're fit now, race fast now, versus like, we've done this before. We know exactly what it takes to make a team. So, all of these guys are very well coached, right? We have no questions about that. And Nico and Woody are training partners, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going with you. I'm going first place Grant, second place Nico, third place Graham. With Woody can be disruptive. Woody can be disruptive, and again, if crazy things can happen, you could have somebody slip in there. So I'm excited for that one. Definitely definitely a fan of these guys. So that's you have any other thoughts on the 10K?
Yeah, my last thoughts is How do you think it's going to play out? Only because I don't want to keep going down a rabbit hole here. I'm looking at the weather. It's going to be 86 in Eugene tomorrow. Do you think the slower pace favors a guy like Woody? If
That
it does, because it's going to wind up going slow. There's no Connor
yeah.
Mance in the field
hmm
to take it out. I don't see anyone in here making it hard from the gun. I feel like we're going to see an actual sitting kick.
Yeah, I'm just curious though, because they know about each other, right? They all know that Woody has a wicked kick,
Yeah.
right? And this isn't the 1500 where everybody thinks they have the best kick, right?
Yeah.
I feel like in the 10K, there's some understanding here of who has a better kick than someone else. So I don't know. I could see maybe somebody a little bit deeper on the list, maybe like a Casey Klinger, making a move and making it spicy early on, right? Like,
Yeah, that's a good call.
he could, someone like Casey Klinger could, with 6 laps to go or 8 laps to go, he could move, or maybe even earlier. Maybe, the first lap is a 70 and, he goes to the front in a 65 and, we do a little yo-yo thing. So I don't know. That could happen. I think that if you let it go too slow for too long, you're really just playing into Woody's and Nico's hands. And I don't think Grant wants to fumble the ball that way, right? Like Grant doesn't want to get in a position where he doesn't have momentum, because Grant runs well from the front when he has a lot of momentum and he's running downhill, right?
Yeah.
Like he did in Grand Slam in, I think it was the 5K when he ran the last 1600 meters sub 4 minutes, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because he lost to Andrew Koskinen. That's why I don't see Grant leaving it to a kick, although he did close in like a 50 in one of the Grand Slams. So
yeah, so
I don't
it
see him
is.
leaving- yeah, I don't see him risking it, especially having lost to Woody that way and seeing what Nico closed at a 24 high at one of the Grand Slams. I don't think he's a foolish runner. I think he'll go from a way out.
Yeah, I think they can. So I think the heat will play into it, but I do feel like, with the technology and with the travel and the camps that they have, they might be acclimatized. They might be, some of these guys might have been in Phoenix, for the past month getting heat training in. I don't know. That would be a great reason to have one of these guys on the show to tell me a little bit more about that. Do we do heat training?
Okay. I'll work on that next. I'll work on getting one of them on.
Or maybe ask them. Maybe ask them after USA's if they do heat training. I don't know.
Yeah, no, yeah, we'll see if we can get one of them on.
So I don't know. I really think these guys are too smart to really let it jog out like an NCAA, like an NCAA 5K or 10K like that. I really think that, they'll get it going somehow. So
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I think we're both in agreement though. Grant 1, Nico 2, Blanks 3.
Yep.
Okay. Let's bounce over to the men's 5K.
Men's 5K.
Are we about to pick the same 3 here?
Dude, I went on a rabbit hole. I watched film. I looked at profiles on IAAF, World Athletics, Let's Run message board. And I'm having such an existential crisis with this race because, okay, we have Grant Fisher, number 1, 12:44. Number 2, Nico Young, 12:45. Both of those 2 were American records. Number 3 is Graham Blanks at 12:48.
Hey, I got to interrupt you real quick.
What?
Grant Fisher's was a world record.
I'm sorry. Yes. I'm sorry. Yes. Thank you for interrupting me. World record. I have it written down right there. Literally world record. Yes. So Grant Fisher, world record indoor. Nico Young, American record, 12:45 outdoor. Graham Blanks, 12:48. Number 3, number 4 seed Cooper Tier, 12:57. Cole Hawker at number 5 seed at 12:57. So the tough part for me here is that we have the top 2 arguably 5K runners the U.S. has ever seen. Not even arguably, the top two.
Yeah, the top two fastest.
The top two fastest times ever produced by Americans are both in the same race. Then you have Graham Blanks, who beat Nico at Paris, right, in May or June, right? So I just feel like they're more separated from the rest of the field than in the 10K. I mean, how is someone like Cooper Tier, or I mean Cole, is he going to do the 5? Is he going to bail on it? I mean,
Cole said he wants a 15.5 gold.
Okay.
See, here's where I think the difference between Cole at the Olympics and Cole at Worlds is really going to come into play here. At the Olympic trials, Cole had a prelim and then a final, and he blew up in the final because it was hot. He had 3 rounds of the 15 in him and a round of the 5K. And then he has to come back and run a 5K. The 5K this time around is a straight final. He doesn't have that extra 5K in him. So I think that makes him even more dangerous in this event. He ran 12:57 indoor and looked easy.
Yeah, he did.
So I can really see if this thing doesn't get out, which I don't think it is. Historically, Grant has made a move from a ways out to mitigate the Cole Hawkers. Last year, Woody Kincaid went for it because he didn't have the standard. So the idea is, does anybody go for it from the gun because they don't have the standard? As of right now, rank 6 and back don't have the standard.
Yep.
So are they going to let it be a sitting kick, or are people going to try to go for it? That's the big question there.
Yeah.
If they don't go for it, Cole's for sure making that team, in my opinion. I don't see a scenario where Cole doesn't make that team. He has a 7:22 3K, which would have been the world record if Grant Fisher didn't outkick him in the last 50 meters. Mm-hmm. So Cole is the second fastest indoor at 3K. That would be the American record outdoor, even. Mm-hmm. I think Grant ran 7:24 as the outdoor record. So Cole has the strength. Ben Thomas has been training him in a way that he's stronger to get through the round stronger and be able to run that round 3 of the 1500 and defend. Now the goal is to win both medals in the 5K and the 1500. Dude, I don't know if you watch any of their vlogs or anything like that, but they're doing a lot of cycling, a lot of heat training, a lot of high volume. So I'm thinking Cole could be really, really disruptive, almost similar to what we were talking about Woody Kincaid. But if I had to pick between Woody making it in the 10K or Cole making it in the 5K, I'd probably take Cole to make it in the 5K.
Yeah, no, now that makes a lot of sense. And this is why we chat. This is why we have a podcast, is to learn, or at least this is why I enjoy it, is to learn about that. Because I didn't know those details about I didn't realize it was a straight final this year. I probably should have known that. But it's a straight final this year. There's no rounds. I'm
pretty sure there's only 24 entries.
Do you think they'll have a? Do you think they won't do 12 and 12?
No way. I feel like it's only a weekend, right? Normally the Olympic trials span over over like 10 days.
Because it's not an Olympic schedule.
Yeah, it's not an Olympic schedule. So let me see. Day one Thursday, men's 5K final. Is that right? Am I looking at the right schedule? Yeah. No, wait. No, they can't have the 5K and the 10K on the same day. Maybe
that might have been women's. On day.
Oh, that might be like Paralympics.
Day 3.
Yeah, that might be Paralympics.
I'm sorry, day 4.
Yeah. I think it's Paralympics.
That's right. I keep because
straight final.
So that's actually some good context for us then, right?
Yeah.
That I'm gonna have to pivot one of my picks here. How do you see this race playing out?
I think it's going to be 1 in 13-0.
Yeah.
I think there's going to I think there's going to be a couple of people that are going to go for it kind of early. Then it's going to slow down. It's going to lull. They'll probably run like some 67s, 66s. Grant will probably go from 12 or a K. I'm assuming 12 will be my guess because it's hot. So I'm assuming he's going to go from 12, make a hard move, and then it's just kind of whoever goes. And it's just going to be who can go with it. And this race, I feel there's a lot of dark horses capable of showing up because, again, to beat a dead horse, you have Woody Kincaid in here.
Yep.
You have Cooper Tier in here. You have Abdi Nur. Although Abdi has been dealing with injury, he just ran a 13:34 last week, so I'm not sure that he's in that same take Grant to the line kind of fitness.
Right.
You've got Drew Hunter, who has been running pretty dang well all year. Parker Wolf is another one. He got third in 2024, although he has been dealing with injury.
I was going to ask you, a lot of people on the internet are high on Parker Wolf, and he's got a lot of like ACC races under his belt and like NCAA stuff this year, but I haven't seen any sound running or anything like that, any Diamond League. So I don't know what he's been up to this spring.
I'm not high on Parker Wolf right now. Solely because he ran well at ACCs. I mean, he damn near soloed a 13:13.
Right.
Somebody went kamikaze, but he also did have to scratch NCAAs because of injury and hasn't raced since. Actually, no, he did race. I'm wrong. He ran a 3:34 at Stumptown.
Oh, okay. 3:34,
which is pretty good.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty good. But like, I don't see him. I'm not going to say he's a non-factor, but I don't have very high expectations from him because he's been hurt cross season. He's been hurt.
Yeah.
Track season. Like, he's missed a lot of time this year. So I'm not incredibly high on him this season. I'm not saying that that won't change in the future, but this season I just don't think it's his.
No, I definitely think he's one of our rising stars. I think Parker Wolf can be the next guy, maybe. And in a year from now, maybe we're picking him in our top 3, right?
Yeah.
But he is, especially the longer distances, especially the men's 5K and the 10K. You gotta kind of work your way into that. It's not. It takes some time sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, bro was third at the trials last year.
Yeah.
Graham Blanks got in off of having the standard. Parker Wolf didn't.
Yep, that is true. And so, what do you think about who are some of your dark horses? I mean, you mentioned them, like Parker Wolf.
Yeah. Like I said, we have the usual suspects here. Woody Kincaid. Honestly, even though he's a bit down the list, like, you saw what Drew Hunter did last year in the 10K. Yeah. Like, you saw what he did. He hung on to a Nico Young. Nico got him at the kick. Not that he would have made the team because he didn't have the standard in the 10. He doesn't have the standard now. But that might play a factor into him not making the team. But in terms, if we're talking solely just top 3, he hung in there last year. So that can definitely be a dark horse. Outside of that, you have Marco Langen from
Villanova.
I said his name wrong. From Villanova.
Right.
Bro legitimately believes he's in 12:55 shape. So, you know what? I'll throw him in there only solely because I love the confidence. He finished third behind Brian Massow and Haptem Samuel, I believe, in the 5K outdoor. Those guys are sub 13, sub 27 guys. So it's like, he was second behind him. Haptem Samuel ran 26:53 or 26:52. Brian Massow at Sound Running ran like 12:58, and he was right with them. So maybe he could be a dark horse. He flat out says he's in 12:55 shape, so we'll see.
Yeah, no, those are some good dark horses. My dark horse is Sam Gilman.
Sam Gilman, that is a good call out, bro.
That's it. My dark horse is Sam Gilman, based off of 2 things: that workout with Grant Fisher that he did, and Philadelphia Grand Slam.
Hey, don't forget, he got 4th at World Indoors too in the 3K.
And fourth at yes, thank you for reminding me. Yes, the 4th at World Indoors. So he's a deep sleeper. You know, he's got the stash. He's in the Air Force. He's got a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Very patriotic. So he's my deep sleeper. You know, he's on the Grant Fisher train. So you know he has all those little nuggets, right? All when you're warming up and cooling down and traveling and stuff like that. You know, he's just getting all that. Getting all that inside intel from Grant, getting inside Grant Fisher's brain a little bit, and getting all those tips. So, I Sam Gilman is my dark horse for the 5K.
Yeah, I wish I did a little more homework on what it's going to take for them to actually make the team if they don't have the standard, like what their rank looks like at the moment.
That's a mess, dude. That is such like you have to. That could be its own like episode, looking up world athletics points and stuff like that. Because you're right, he doesn't have it, but. But isn't the trials is a high ranked event, right? Or the world the US champs?
Yeah, I believe so.
It's a silver label or is it a gold label?
Should be gold. I honestly don't know, but like I can't imagine the US championship is not gold label. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it is. So that'll get you some points too. Okay. I'll give you my picks, and you convinced me of these.
Okay.
I'm going to go first place, Nico. Second place, Grant. Third place, Cole.
Oh, you're going to pick Nico to win.
I'm going to pick Nico because he has been on fire lately, and that Monaco American record and that Philadelphia Grand Slam. 3K or 5 was it 5K or 3K? I don't remember.
3K. Yeah, Philadelphia didn't have a 5K.
Yeah, they didn't have the 5K. So, he's got this speed. He's been doing his hurdle drills, right? We've all seen the clips, or wickets, I guess I should say.
Hey, I did wickets yesterday. Hey, they high key help.
They do, man.
They high key help, man. I did them at Cuesta yesterday.
You just got to know how to space them out. But they really do help, man. They help that heel recovery.
Yeah. Yeah, they help keep you linear, but I like those picks. I really like those picks. I think I want to agree. I want to go Nico, Grant, Cole.
Yeah. And you convinced me of Cole because I didn't realize it was a straight to final. Yeah. Because I really feel that prelim after 3 rounds of the 15 really takes a lot out of somebody.
Yeah, because you still have to kick hard. Like they're still closing in 53.
Yeah. And you know, even if you are like, you still have to go out there in 85-degree weather and run for 13 minutes hard. Like,
yeah.
So yeah, that's mine. I think, at some point, I think Cooper should maybe start looking at the 10K as well.
Yeah, I'd pick Cooper to make the 10K team. I wouldn't pick him to make this 5K team. I think it's a little too top heavy. I'd pick him to make the 10 though. Yeah. I think he can get Grand Blanks. Yeah, I think he could too. I think he's got the grit. He's a strong cross country runner. So yeah, I agree with you. Should we move on to the 15? Yep, let's move it.
Another existential crisis I had is in the men's 15. Number 1 seed Cole Hawker, the defending gold medalist from Paris Olympics last year for 3:27. Olympic record, meet record. Number 2 rank is Yara Nagus, also at 3:27. Number 3 Hobbs Kessler, 3:29. All 3 of those times are from Paris last year. Number 4 Jonah Koech in 3:31, and number 5 Vincent Ciotti 3:31. But I'm also going to mention Nathan Green in 3:32 because he's been a menace this spring as well at the NCAA level. So this one's going to be one for the ages again. This is stacked. Has to be one of the most stacked 1500s in the history of the U.S. championships. I mean, you're talking, and shout out Chris Caudillo from Cal Poly at 3:35, and that's just wild to me that 3:35.6 is number 24.
I
on the
mean, bro,
list.
that's on the NCAA 13. I remember watching Josh Kerr set the record running 335 when in like 2018 at
Dog.
Brian Clay, and that was the NCAA record. This year, 335 for him was NCAA 13 this year.
We're just, it's, I think we talked about it. It's just a different era. It's not,
Yeah.
it's not like a better or worse. It's like, because I'm from a couple eras ago now at this point, from the early 2000s, right?
Yeah.
And it's just that, if you were sub 340, it was like, man, where's your contract? Are you fully pro? Are you making world teams? Are you,
Yeah.
And now that is like Big West 4th place. And
yeah. Yeah. Chris was 4th at Big West.
Yeah. So this race is stacked. How does it play out?
I think, honestly, I feel like it's going to be pretty predictable. I think Yard's going to take it out. Cole's going to outkick him. Hobbs is going to get 3rd. That's my opinion. Like,
yeah.
I feel like there's a clear top 3, and that's our big 3. They went 1-3-5 at the Olympics.
1-3-5 at the Olympics?
1-3-5 at the Olympics. I like the way Hobbs looks right now. Hobbs is hungry. He expects himself to be a medal contender. That's his absolute goal. Dude's putting in the work. He ran 144 at Sound running in the 800 for his second 800 of the season. He ran pretty well at Grand Slam too. I think Hobbs is slated for 3rd. I think Yard's going to lead it and wind up getting 2nd, and I think Cole's going to sit and kick.
Yeah, you think he's going to get around him?
Oh yeah, I think so too. It's just so hard when like they're so close in talent level that, going back to what my college coach used to say, when it's that close, if you lead, you lose. Like, if Cole leads it, you kind of saw what happened at Grand Slam to Cole when he led it. He got beat as well.
He did, by Yard.
Yeah, and this last Grand Slam, what was it, Philadelphia? Josh Kerr won. Cole was a very, very close 2nd.
Yeah.
So I kind of like how Cole's form is rounding into shape. And I think it's going to be his to win, very similar to what we saw last year at the trials. I don't think Yard's going to forget what happened. Yard said he wished he had responded a little bit sooner when Cole made his move with 200 to go, but he said he just didn't have it and had to whip out wide, didn't have anything like that. But ultimately, I think we have a clear top 3, and I feel like everybody else is just racing for 4th.
Yes, I agree. I have the same. Well, okay, let me talk about this. Right now, I actually am picking Yard to win, 2nd place Cole, 3rd place Hobbs, but I'm also a little bit concerned about Jonah Koech. Not concerned, but I think he can mix it up too, because he just ran 331 at Diamond League in May.
Yeah.
And he won that race too.
Yeah.
So he looked good there. So I was kind of on the fence about Koech versus Hobbs, but you mentioned a couple things that kind of like got me thinking about Hobbs again. Is that he did get 5th last year at the Olympics, and he has run 144. He wants to be a medalist. So I do think it's almost disrespectful to not have Hobbs making the team, right?
Yeah.
I will say though that I did see something. I think it was Let's Run posted that it hasn't been the same 3 people back to back in like 83 years.
Yeah, that's a good call. I will add, Koech has had he's had a hamstring injury.
Yeah.
So they're not even sure if he's going to run the 8 or the 15 based off of that. Another reason why I want to favor Hobbs. Hobbs is a double threshold runner.
Yeah. He
trains aerobic. Koech being injured, you got to keep in mind there's rounds. Can he is he a 331 guy in round 2? Or what is there, 2 rounds of the 15?
Yeah, I think so.
3? Yeah. Is he a 331 guy in round 2, or is that a round 1 sort of situation?
Right.
Because we saw Hobbs as a 329 in round 3.
In round 3.
And he's only working on that aerobic base.
And he was a finalist in the 800 too, right?
I think semi.
Oh, okay. Did he? Okay, he got out.
Yeah,
Well,
he didn't
but
make it
still,
out. Yeah.
okay.
He
Yeah.
didn't make
So
it out.
yeah, again, it's great we have this show because it's good to have that information because I also did see that Coach was injured. So I wasn't like I really wanted to pick Coach as number 3, but I like talking to you, listening, and doing the research. Hobbs is the number 3. So, but I do see Yared. I see Yared just being a little bit sharper this year than Cole. I mean, Cole is the Olympic champion, and it's hard to say anything but first place. But Yared put in a heroic effort at Prefontaine,
Yeah.
right? He put in a heroic effort at Prefontaine, and granted, that was a wave light paced race for a world record attempt, so it wasn't the championship, so it wasn't a championship style race. I just feel like Yared's been just a little bit sharper this spring, but that said, Cole's a championship racer. So I just want to mix up. I just want to mix it up. I want to say, I think the big 3 are the big 3. But I do think Yared gets the dub this year.
Yeah. So if you want to go back to where Cole versus Yared has historically been at pre-classic, yes, Yared did get the better of Cole there. But last year, Yared ran 346 at the pre-classic. Cole ran 348 high. This year, what did we see? Yared ran what?
345.9.
Cole was 347.4.
Right.
So given the historical trends, this is pretty normal for Cole, where he's trying to peak at the right time. And similar to what we saw in the Olympic trials, he has more time now.
Yeah.
I think that's just my opinion for it. But a dark horse on making this team, the person I can see upsetting Hobbs is Ethan Strand from UNC.
Mm-hmm.
So Ethan Strand did come up as the runner-up in the NCAA, but he was in last with 200 to go. If Ethan Strand can, you know what? I hope he's listening to this pod, which he probably is not because he's in Eugene. Dude, just be there at the bell lap. Do not be in last. Be there when it's time to kick. Bro closed in like a 25, 24 in a 1500.
Mm-hmm.
If he's there, he can pull an upset and really make a team. Also, like a Nathan Green, like you said, I think there's a lot of people very capable of pulling an upset here.
Yep.
Vincent Ciotti was less than a second off of making that team.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he's run 331 this season. But if I had to pick one dark horse to make this team, I'm going to say it's Ethan Strand.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick. And I went back and I watched that NCAA final. And I do think that if Ethan Strand cleans up his tactics a little bit, like we can't be kicking from like last place in the grown man final.
Yeah.
I think he's definitely a threat. But my dark horse is the individual who won that race, Nathan Green. And he's just super punchy, dude. He's good positioning because he was in good position with a lap to go in the NCAA final. He was in good position there, and it was slow. Remember, Simeon Bierbaum was like out there jogging, like 68s, like Nathan Green. Sorry, Nathan Green kind of reminded me a little bit of OG Centro, where he was just on Bierbaum's shoulder on the outside of lane 2, and he was there. And he had a clean path in that last 200 to fully open up for his kick versus Ethan Strand, who was swinging, flying through traffic in lane 3, and not having a clear path to the front. Right. So, but like you said, had Ethan Strand been farther up, he wins that race because he obviously has the speed, but
any position up, like one spot up, two spots up, he wins that race. Yeah.
No, but
that's part of racing, right?
It's part of racing. So I do think, this can be the wasn't Joe Wascom that was third in 21 or 22?
In 23, yeah.
23, yeah. So
23.
One of those dudes could be the Joe Wascom of this year.
Honestly, you're not wrong there.
I think it could be Nathan Green or Ethan Strand.
Yeah.
Heck, someone like Gary Martin could even mix it up. But I think I think Green and Strand are the most fun dark horses, right?
Yeah. I mean, not even the most fun. I think they're the most realistic, honestly. I
Right.
don't see Koech, Chiotti, Henry Wynn, Liam Murphy. Shout out my boy Abe. He's both in the 8 and the 15, but I don't see a lot of those guys
Yeah.
like being a dark horse to make that team, especially because like I got to go back to it. We're talking about rounds.
Yep.
Like you look at I don't know what Nathan Green has run at a longer distance, but you look at a Ethan Strand who can run a good 5K. You look at a lot of these guys that can um that either can or can't run a good 5K or run rounds because it's a matter of are you in that fitness come round two, not are you in that fitness on a single race.
Right.
So I think they're the most viable dark horses in my opinion.
And that's such a good point. That's such a good point that I think people need
Yeah.
to. I just want to reiterate that. Is that fitness perfect wave light race on a
Yeah.
nice, cool California evening, or is that in the trenches, at 5 p.m. in Eugene when it's 93 degrees out?
Yeah, round two. Also,
Round two.
I'm just gonna throw it because he's my boy. Hey, let's hope for a good race for Craig Angles, man.
Yeah.
That's my
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
That's my
Yeah.
guy. Let's get through the rounds. If he
Let's make
makes
the
a world team, bro, I will
Yeah.
lose my shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
damn
mean,
it, there's an edit.
he he's a pro. He's a veteran. So if he makes the final, he's got as good a chance as anyone. So 1,500 always going to be a good one. You want to move down to the 8?
Yes, sir.
Men's 800. We got number 1, Bryce Hoppel, 141. Number 2, Josh Hoey, 141.67. I think the tenths matter for the 8. Bryce Hoppel, number 1, 141.67. Number 2, Josh Hoey, 142.43. Third seed is Brandon Miller, 143.52. Fourth seed, Donovan Brazier, 143.81. And number 5, Abraham Alvarado. Shout out Abe, 144.44. And I think we keep shouting him out because he is a Division II CCCCCAAA alumni, right?
Hey, that's my guy. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's my homie.
Yeah, he's your homie.
Yeah.
We like to shout out our homies. Was he Stan State?
He went Stan State. Yep, 146 there. Transferred over to BYU. Ran there for a little bit. He's made quite a few US outdoor finals.
Yeah.
That
And is he
world team has team has been a little bit elusive for him in round 3, but hey, he's still running well.
Running really well. Pace in Diamond Leagues.
Yeah, he's had quite a career resurgence. He was stuck at that 146 range from like 2016 to literally 2023. And then in 2024, he had his breakout year where he went from 146 to 144.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Was he Diljit Taylor era Stanislaus State?
He was. In that era, Diljit Taylor, shout out, man. They swept 1 through 4 at conference.
Yeah, that's so she definitely is. She's a good coach when it comes to the middle distance events.
Yeah, interesting. You have Donovan Brazier at ranked 4th
in the seed.
Huh, interesting. He's run 143.08 this year.
08? Oh, he has?
08, yeah.
Let me see. Is that what his entry is on USATF?
I don't know. I'm not looking on that. That's just what I know he's run.
Yeah, that could be. I'm trying. We're trying to get the ranks here.
Yeah. Either way.
Yeah. So on USATF, it is 81. So
okay.
That's what I was going off of. But if he's run 08, he could. That's third. Okay. Yeah, we can. Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah, not a big deal. But one thing I do want to call out: respect for the 800-meter distance. I don't know if it's bicarb. I don't know if it's the introduction of spikes. about a year or two ago, we were talking about how the 800 is the softest event in the US.
Mm-hmm.
Me, in comparison, not saying that I can run a 144, but like we're talking about 144 guys making the team, 145 guys making the team. Like
Yep.
if we had a guy running 145, we were like, oh my God, no way.
Yeah.
Like that person's on the team for sure. And this year, how many people do we have? We have a high schooler ranked 15th running 145.45. Like that is how deep it's gotten. In like we have 20 people at under 146, 22 people under 146. We have quite a few people. Now the 800 has become an event where we were talking about it being the softest a couple years ago to now being probably one of the deepest. I would say it's on par with the 1500 in terms of how we're starting to see the depth grow there.
Yeah, I agree. It was the Bryce Hoppel show forever, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was the Bryce Hoppel show, and you know, and what's really encouraging though, it was the Bryce Hoppel show, but he has also evolved as well.
Yeah.
Right. He's evolved, you know, from being in that 44 to 45 range to now he's in the 41s, right?
Yeah, 141 is insane.
It's
Like when we saw
insane.
Donovan Brazier run 142.6 back in 2019 and was
19,
world
yeah.
champ, we saw that and we're like, we're never going to have anyone this good.
Yep.
But seeing this dude run 141, that's insane. Like we're probably going to see him and maybe even Josh Hoey start targeting sub 141.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And I agree with that. So how do you feel this race is going to shake out?
I think Brandon Miller, in typical Brandon Miller fashion, is going to take it out hard.
Mm-hmm.
That would be my guess. I think Brandon Miller likes to run hard from the gun. He likes to take it out. And I think he cruised a 335 for the 1500. Cruised. I think he's really confident in his strength. Also have a buddy who's on the Brooks Beast team. He told me Brandon is in incredibly rare form right now. I think Brandon's going to take advantage of the rounds and try to draw those guys into deep waters. Ultimately, I think he'll finish third. My picks in order, I got Hoey 1, Hoppel 2, and then Brandon Miller 3. No disrespect to Donovan Brazier, but first year back after not racing in 3 years, I think he might struggle a little bit with the rounds.
And where has he been? Where has he been?
He's been recovering from Achilles surgery and ankle surgery. Bro got screws put in his ankles.
Oh man.
Like he's had Achilles injuries. He's just been rehabbing for a couple years. He's only raced 3 times in the last 3 years, and they're all this year.
Yeah.
So ultimately, I hope Donovan makes the team, but I think ultimately that's going to be my top 3. I think it's going to wind up being Josh Hoey, Bryce Hoppel, Brandon Miller. I think Brandon's going to take advantage of the strength that he does have right now, draw him out, and try to take those guys into deep waters come the later rounds.
Yeah, I think that's a great take. I agree with you on that. I had Josh Hoey number 1, Bryce Hoppel number 2, and third place Brandon Miller making the team. I agree with you that Donovan is an outstanding talent, which is probably why he's been able to come back and run 143 for the first time, because he's so talented. But I think it takes maybe a couple of seasons compounded to really get into that championship form, right? So you know, hopefully a year from now we're talking about him and he's back into the top 3. And you never know too. The things could go a certain way, and he sneaks into the top 3 and makes the team. Again, he's a seasoned pro. He's a world champion. And you know, I think there's a lot of people, myself included, that would love to see him make the team. I just think that those 3 that we mentioned are just super consistent right now, and you know, in a lot of ways kind of over boosted, right? Josh Hoey he's run what, 331 this year? 330?
No, 329.
329.
So Josh Hoey this year has run the fastest 1500 of any American.
So he's run the fastest 15. Yep, I got that. Yep. Yeah, he's run the fastest. He's run the fastest in 2025, right?
Yeah, he hasn't lost to Bryce Hoppel this year either.
Yeah. And there was some chatter about him even doing the 15, right? He dropped the 15. He scratched.
Yeah, I don't think he's entered.
Yeah, I don't think
no, he's definitely not entered. He would be top 4 seed.
Yeah, so I just feel like those guys are training for the rounds.
Yeah,
and
he does double threshold.
yeah. I mean, I've seen. I feel like I've seen like Brandon Miller do like turkey trot 5K like 13:48 or something like that on the internet somewhere.
Hey, he did club cross this last year.
That's right. Okay, maybe that's maybe that's what I was
He did
thinking.
terrible, but
did he?
yeah, he got like 200 something.
Oh, but he finished.
But he did it.
Yeah.
He did it. He showed up.
No, I remember seeing those guys out there. That was cool. Yeah, so those are good. Those are some good picks there. Dark horses. I mean, it's not fair to call Donovan B a dark horse. I just think he's a
contender for sure.
He's a contender for sure.
Yeah.
Shane Cohen was the kid from like Virginia Tech or something like that, or where was
from? I want to say it was UVA.
UVA. He's transferred though. He was like at an NAI or something like that.
Yeah, a D2.
A D2.
Yeah.
But I would say I like Abe Alvarado, man. I love his story. I love his connection. He also, because as the Aggies, we have a strong connection with Stan State too.
Yeah.
A lot of our teammates went there, so to see someone like Abe make the team, I think would be really fun.
Yeah. He's run 333 this year. That was a big jump from his 336 PB.
Yeah.
Yeah. But honestly, I don't have any dark horses for this one.
No.
Like, I think Abe and maybe Isaiah Harris can sneak on the team. But like I just don't see anybody outside those top 4 making the team. I think it's gonna be one of those top 3 of those top 4 that make it. I feel like they've just separated themselves this year.
Yep.
They're just pretty far ahead of the game, pretty far ahead of the rest of the competitors. I feel like it's going to be one of those top 4. And I think although Donovan's going to get 4th, I don't really see him I don't see him as a dark horse. I see him as a contender. Like, I would not be shocked if he made the team, but also, yeah, that's just how it goes.
Yeah. Yep. Nope. That is how it goes. And again, it's kind of win-win, right? Like, okay, maybe our picks are wrong if Donnie B makes the team, but I'm going to be excited to see him out there, right?
Yeah, 100%.
So that's the 800. And yeah, this meet is going to be very, very exciting. I'm looking forward to it. And as we were talking, I always forget that the trials schedule and the US Outdoor Championship schedule are always different.
Yeah.
You're looking. Yeah, it's only 4 days. It's only a weekend. But the trials is like what, 10 days?
Yeah, trials is like 10 days. Yeah, so you get like a full week between the 5K and 10K.
Yeah, because it follows the Olympic schedule.
Yeah.
But any last minute thoughts or anything before we close it out?
I think we're all good. Congratulations to everyone that made it to the US Outdoor. Hope nobody takes this for granted or takes it as like a shoe-in sort of situation, because it is one thing to put it into perspective. How many people get to say they're ranked top 25 or top 30 or top 40 in literally anything in their life?
Right.
That's something personally I've been chasing. But like, for the most part, these guys get to say they're one of the best in the US at something.
Yep.
Like, not many people get to say that.
Nope.
Hardly anybody ever achieves anything that great. So I really hope that those guys really look at themselves in the mirror, regardless if they finish first or they finish last at this meet, and realize, like, being at this meet, I've accomplished something great.
Yep.
Because not many people get the opportunity to achieve something great in their life like that. Not many people get to be great in their life. There are many people that go to work, go home, get on Netflix, and do it all over again.
Yeah.
And there are many people that live that way. So the fact that you get out there, be one of the best in the US at something.
Mhm.
And at that point, if you're top in the US, you're probably top in the world too,
Yeah.
like pretty high up in the world.
No,
So I
yeah.
hope everybody out there, like, congratulations for making it. I hope you never take these moments for granted. As a runner, we can't do this forever at a high level. So seeing these guys do it is always really inspiring. It's always really fire driving. And yeah, I look forward to seeing it. I think we're going to see a lot of really good races, even the ones we didn't cover on the men's side, on the women's side,
Yeah.
all the races we didn't have time to cover. I think we're going to have a really exciting event that's going to keep our eyes glued. I also saw, I don't know how if it's the full event, but I also saw that USA TV is going to stream it for free.
Hopefully.
Yeah, so
Hopefully.
that could be another perk.
That could be another perk to get some eyeballs going.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Don't take it for granted. And especially, looking at the people that are kind of in the second half of the field.
Yep.
A lot of them are college athletes, or a lot of them are blue collar athletes who are, paying their own way, or their school is paying for them to be there or whatever. And, they're
Yep.
really keeping their dream alive. And those are the ones, who their families are watching from whatever little town they're from, and really just excited to see them race and to toe the line. And you're staring down, Grant Fisher or Cole Hawker or Yard Nagoose, right? And you're towing the line, you're towing the line against them because you ran a fast time this year. And that's such a special thing. That's the beauty of our sport, right? Is you do have these hometown heroes lining up against the pros, and they deserve to be there, right? It's not like it was a charity event, right? They earned the right to toe the line with the best in the world. And that's an argument to keep the US system the way it is, right?
Exactly.
That's the argument to have these events is you go there with a dream. You go there with the support and the backing of your entire community. And it's like, it really is a special experience. So yeah, I'm glad you brought it back to earth there with not taking it for granted. But yeah, thank you everybody for listening. And make sure you like, comment, subscribe to Lane One. Keep an eye out for that vlog about their backpacking trip. That should be relatively soon. There's a lot of footage to edit. But yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks, Mark. And we'll see you next time.
Peace.